The Newsday continues here in One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. At least 53 people are confirmed dead following the days-long wildfire in Maui, Hawaii. Multiple neighborhoods in the town of Lahaina were burnt to the ground. Maui's western side was nearly cut off, with only one highway open. Some people fled into the ocean to escape the smoke and flames. Authorities said winds from Hurricane Dora, located hundreds of kilometers away, fanned the flames across the state. U.S. President Joe Biden approved the disaster declaration for Hawaii and ordered all available federal assets to assist in local emergency response. This is said to be the worst disaster to affect Hawaii since 1960, when a tsunami hit the state.
We have just approved a major disaster declaration for Hawaii. Anyone who's lost a loved one whose home has been damaged or destroyed is going to get help immediately. And I've directed that we surge support to these brave firefighters and first responders and emergency personnel. We're working as quickly as possible to fight these fires and evacuate residents and tourists.
From raging wildfires to torrential rains, Typhoon Khanun hits the southeast coast of South Korea. The typhoon made landfall on Thursday, bringing heavy rains in parts of Gyeongsang Province and Jeju Island. One video showed on social media showed the stream flooded in the city of Busan as strong winds lashed its surface. In the city of Daegu, one person was missing after falling into a river, while another is already feared dead. More than 14,000 people were evacuated and hundreds of flights and train routes were canceled. Over in Norway, over 4,000 were evacuated from the southern town of Hennefoss following flood and landslides brought about by intense rain. Rivers in the Nordic region swelled to the highest levels in decades due to unusual weather patterns. Strong winds also knocked down power lines and brought public transport to a halt. Oslo scientists said extreme weather events like torrential rains will become more frequent as the climate warms. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. Still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. A presidential candidate in Ecuador has been assassinated at a campaign event. Local media reported some 30 shots had been fired at an event north of the capital. Ecuador's police and interior ministry, however, did not divulge any more details of the killing. Candidate Fernando Villavicencio is a vocal critic of corruption and organized crime. His assassination comes amid an upsurge in violence which has been pinned on drug traffickers. Outgoing President Guillermo Lasso declared 3 days of mourning and a national state of emergency, with the military directed to mobilize to guarantee security. The presidential elections will go ahead as planned on August 20. West Africa's regional bloc activates a standby force for possible use against the junta that took over Niger in July. The bloc said it wanted a peaceful restoration of democracy in Niger, but clarified that the use of force was not off the table. The activation comes after a summit of West African leaders over the coup in Niger. The bloc pledged to enforce sanctions, travel bans, and asset freezes on those preventing President Mohamed Bazoum from returning to power. Security analysts said a regional force could take weeks to assemble, which leaves room for negotiations. Here's something almost out of this world. 3 tourists were flown to the edge of space. Virgin Galactic blasted them to the edge of space aboard its air-launched VSS Unity spaceplane on Thursday. The tourists were accompanied by a company instructor to an altitude of roughly 55 miles or over 88 kilometers. One of them recounted the surreal experience of the journey and looking back to see planet Earth. This is the first of the company's commercial routine flights after launching the program earlier this year.
It was a completely surreal experience, but the most impressive thing was looking at Earth from space. Just the pure clarity, was very moving.
Oh my gosh.
Quite surreal. And but without a doubt, the most exciting day of my life.
And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I am Diego Castro. We are One News, all sides, all the time.